Hey guys, my name's Angela. Thanks so much for being here tonight. I'm here to talk about how to bring construction into the 21st century and doing that utilizing technology. I wanted to kind of start by just giving you a quick background on how I got here and why I'm here. I started in CRM software, started a company many years ago, and then switched careers, got a degree in interior architecture, and I've been working in design build and interior architecture for the last 15 years. So tonight's kind of worlds colliding for me, bringing those two ideas together into one concept. There's a lot of inherent issues in construction that I'm going to go through briefly tonight as well, and then just trying to bring the whole concept of seamlessness into construction by utilizing software. So kind of to get a gauge on the audience, if you could raise your hands real high, whoever's been involved in a construction project before? Have anybody here ever had any challenges or issues with that construction project you were involved in? Yeah, so there's some connection there. And there's tons of reasons why. One of the main things is budget. So it's very difficult to have a number at the beginning when you're trying to plan for a project and then know that that's really the final cost when all the change orders have come to fruition and you see what your final cost is. Another challenge in construction is the schedule. It's extremely difficult to also feel confident that you're going to have a job done exactly when the contractor says that it's going to be completed. Another challenge in construction, I'm going to wait for this slide, sorry, is that there's a huge labor shortage right now. So for every 5 contractors that are leaving the industry, only 1 is coming in. And yes, we do use technology in our everyday lives, and many contractors and laborers do, but they're not using it to change how they're doing their actual job. Another challenge in construction is that it's extremely wasteful. So here in Portland, our metro landfill, 35% of it is actually coming from construction waste, and throughout the US, that number is higher. I worked for a guy for a while who used to talk about that design build is actually rocket science. It's a very complex set of moving parts and lots of different people involved. Every project is different. There's a learning curve on every project. And how can we get that to be a more seamless process with all of these different people that are involved in the project, from the engineer, the designer, the architect, all the different subcontractors working for the general contractor, the client themselves, as well as sometimes there's even a client rep involved. So there's a lot of different people with different needs and goals in a project. And then to kind of bring it into this whole technology concept, we all use technology to make our lives more efficient. We accept it in many different areas of our lives, from Uber and Lyft to even just the internet itself. And even on the design side, maybe people here have also worked in BIM, so building information modeling, utilizing, instead of just drawings on paper, but utilizing technology to draw, so AutoCAD and SketchUp, and even VR technology to be able to visualize. However, none of that actually changes how we build. So what I'm talking about here is just a rough example of taking the idea of 3D drawings, BIM data software, and having that feed the CNC machines and robots in a factory that would actually build those solutions. So creating a more seamless process there. And it's almost like you could think of it as 3D printing a building or an interior, but on steroids. So the idea that you see in the drawing is actually what's being built. So creating a seamless process, you can have a commitment to the finishes, you can have a commitment to the timeline, and it takes less labor to actually get it done, and it's much less wasteful because you're not bringing raw materials to the job site, cutting them to fit, and throwing the rest away. Now, what I'm not talking about is the whole idea of manufactured home or mobile home, where it's some kind of maybe less attractive finishes or less attractive and less, desirable, I guess is the word. And I'm also not talking about prefab construction where you're doing the same conventional construction offsite and bringing that onto the job, because that really doesn't change the process and make it more efficient. You're just doing the same thing in one place and moving it to another. But what I am talking about is having highly customized, beautiful spaces, homes, offices that are flexible, that can change over time, and that can give you a really timeless, beautiful interior that you can rely on, that can live over time with the space. And so I just hoping that tonight there's some folks here that may be involved in software development, product development, industrial designers that could come together and kind of feed the conversation and see how we could do this here. This is being done in other parts of the world already. It's just we're very slow to adopt here, surprisingly. There's a good old boy world in the contract world, so this is a whole new idea to try to revolutionize how they think about how to build. So thanks so much.